We're talking quarterbacks. We're talking about quarterbacks here in the playoffs in 2022/2023, but we're also talking quarterbacks in 2023. Quarterback movement. What's the future of Kyler Murray? Will Sean Payton be in Arizona in 2023 to coach Kyler Murray up and turn Kyler Murray into a better quarterback? Where will Tom Brady be? Where will Aaron Rodgers be? What's going to happen with Tua and Lamar Jackson, the fantasy football show? It begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show, and today we've got a quarterback show. We're talking about quarterbacks. There's so much to talk about. Aaron Rodgers, will he retire? Will he return? Where will he be? Will he be traded? What about his contract? How can that even happen? Will Jordan Love become a starting quarterback? Will we get two quarterbacks out of this situation? Because if Aaron Rodgers does get traded and goes elsewhere, then that means Jordan Love enters the picture as a fantasy football starter and potential starter. Some people like him, some people don't. Lamar Jackson, will he be in Baltimore? Will he be franchise tagged and traded? Where could he end up? What about Tom Brady? Thomas Brady, could he be in a Jets uniform? Could he be in a Raiders uniform? Could he be somewhere else? We'll talk about all that and more. The phone lines will also be open very, very shortly. So file on in, hit the thumb up button on your way in the door, and let's get right to it and hitting the news desk as we speak.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
First in the building, Danger, followed by Roe, followed by Joe, Matt, Ron Navy in the building, Oscar, Travis, appreciate you being here. Thank you, Brian. Let's get right into it. So the top story for today, in my opinion, there's so many of them to talk about, but Kyler Murray, there's this talk about Sean Payton potentially being maybe linked up with Kyler Murray very, very soon. Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter, they both broke a lot of this information earlier today. The Arizona Cardinals and now Texans are in the mix. Actually, we have Texans, Broncos, and Cardinals all are potentially the top suitors so far for Sean Payton's services, which would essentially reportedly require a first-round draft pick in exchange. Saints are looking for a first-rounder. Now, the Cardinals aren't going to give up the number 3 overall pick. The Cardinals have the number 3 overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. The Bears got the 1 pick. The Texans have the 2 pick. The Cardinals have the number 3 pick. The Colts have the 4. Seahawks 5. So this is as it stands right now for the NFL Draft order. The Cardinals would not get, I don't think, maybe they would, I don't know. The Cardinals, I don't think, would give up the number 3 overall pick. So I don't know what this trade could look like for the Cardinals, but it is definitely something. I believe the Cardinals are interested in Bijan Robinson. Now, they don't even have a coach yet, so we don't really know if that's going to end up holding water later. We don't know what the Cardinals will intend to do later. I just have a gut feeling that the Cardinals will look, whoever's in charge, will look to bringing in a running back like Bijan Robinson to change the offense up a little bit, because Kyler Murray has been asked to be a gunslinger running an air raid attack when he's not really that kind of quarterback, in my opinion. He's more of a Justin Fields. He can run, he can scramble, he can get it done through the air if he needs to, but you also want to supplement a lot of what he's doing with a lot of good and hard between the tackle running. You need a defensive minded guy in there. That's why I think also you might want to look at D'Amico Ryans. D'Amico Ryans will probably, as of right now, looks he wants to focus on the Niners run into a potential Super Bowl. So he's declining to meet with certain teams or have discussions, and I think that's the right move. You know, you're in the middle of all this. Why do you want to get all mixed up in something like this when you're literally on your way to potentially a Super Bowl run? So I respect that out of D'Amico. But this has got a lot of legs to it right here, this story. Arizona Cardinals, Sean Payton's been on record saying he likes Kyler Murray. Even during the combine, he talked about how Kyler Murray's got a lot of skill sets and he doesn't believe his size will limit him if he's used the right way. Sean Payton likes Kyler Murray. There's a lot of of quotes and information out there on Sean Payton, on Kyler. So this would be a good match, in my opinion. It would be a fantastic situation if Sean Payton could get coupled with Kyler Murray to develop this young kid who I think has a problem, a lot of problems. We call him Kryler, we call him Juicebox Kyler, and for good reason, because this guy's constantly complaining, and he needs an attitude adjustment. He needs to be used differently, and I think Sean Payton would be the coach to do it. And I really believe this would be a match made in heaven for Kyler and Sean and for this organization. The Cardinals need to turn things around. The Cardinals have a lot of talent, but they can't get it done. So this would be an amazing fit for the Arizona Cardinals. This right here was another one mentioning that the Cardinals, that Sean Payton had been doing homework on the Arizona job. He's a Kyler Murray fan. And with no GM in place, it would be an opportunity to set up a whole operation. Now, that's the key part, I think, that makes the Cardinals such an attractive landing spot for Sean Payton is we really, bare bones, he could come in without a GM. He could set up his operation the exact way he wants. And if he likes Kyler, it's a good landing spot. So, yeah, and then the Drew Brees, that comparison, Brian, in terms of height, he knows how to deal with the quarterback that is said to be too small to play at the NFL level. Drew Brees was often, talked about in that light early on in his career. So Kyler would fit that mold pretty easily. So Sean Payton knows how to deal with shorter quarterbacks is a great way to put that, Brian. So a lot of moving parts to this thing. The draft capital that needs to go back to the Saints is a very, sticking point, if you will, that I don't know the Cardinals are going to even contemplate giving that number 3 overall pick. It's one thing to give a first rounder. To give a 3rd overall pick, that seems like an impossibility. So a lot depends on the compensation and what the Saints would accept in return. A first rounder is acceptable, but not a top 3 pick. So, yeah, I mean, I like this idea for the Cardinals. I like the idea somehow, some way getting Bijan Robinson with this number 3 overall pick, even if you moved it down or something. And I don't think you got to move it down too much, or you don't want to move it down too much, because teams want Bijan Robinson bad. These teams inside the top 4 to 10 will be tempted to bite on Bijan Robinson. This is not your grandma's draft where running backs don't go until barely the 2nd round, or maybe one slips into the bottom of the 1st round. Bijan Robinson special. Maybe Gibbs and Corum and these other RBs go in round 2. I'm not saying more than one running back is going to go in round 1. I think maybe one goes at the tail end of round 2. Gibbs would probably go at the tail end of round 2. But Bijan's going in the top 10. It doesn't matter what's happened in the past. It doesn't matter what's going to happen in the future. Bijan Robinson is special. Maybe his combine time makes teams a little bit worried and he slips out. Anything can happen. But I believe he'll be a top 10 pick. I believe the Cardinals. I believe the Falcons would be interested. I believe the Eagles would be interested. I don't know why my cameras are having such a problem today. I'm sorry, guys. There's a lot of potential. Is it going to do that all show? Is it really going to flicker all show? You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. This is like me going into rant mode. Unbelievable. I got to reset a camera or two. Let's go to the back corner for a second. I don't know. I got to reset a camera. Hold on. I got this with my back. I got a ball here. I got the pillow here. My back is still killing me. And to get up, I got to do that number. And let me see if I can get this camera reset here. This is going to be hard to do. Oh, your boy Smitty's back is killing him. I don't know. We might have to do the whole show right here. Oh. My back is crazy bad. All right. Let me see if this camera's. I don't think we're going to be able to do a show like this. Welcome to the club. It's like let's see. Is this camera? That camera looks all right. You got to be kidding me, man. You got to be kidding me. Well, anyway. I'm going to move this because this just looks ridiculous. We'll do a show like this, apparently. That's all right. Let me go back to the news feed real quick. So, we'll do the show like this. It's fine. Sean Payton to the Arizona Cardinals. Let's hope. Let's hope there's some legs to this. Let's also talk about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson. It's slightly unplugged or something. No, it's not that. There's some system updates. You can see it flickering right here. I have certain you can kind of see it right here. I have certain cameras that are flickering and certain ones that aren't. They weren't flickering until a little while ago. It's not loose. It's just anyway. Lamar Jackson is not practicing Wednesday. This is pretty bad for Lamar. The thing is, if Lamar were to go into this playoff game, lose badly. Okay, it stopped. No, it's still flickering. I thought maybe. This sucks, man. This sucks. Even this camera's flickering a little bit. If Lamar were to go into this situation and in this playoff game and lose very badly, doesn't matter what camera angle. Thanks, Sam. You're giving me a seizure, says Joe. Well, we switched it. When's the new chair coming? Tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, I got the new chair coming. I hope I like it. I hope I don't hate it. I usually, when I order something like that, it's 50-50 whether I return it or not. I'm one of those guys. It's got to be perfect for me in this scenario. I like it. It looks great. I think I'm gonna enjoy it. I just hope it looks all right. Everything feels right. I hope the Bluetooth speakers work good. I got this chair coming in tomorrow. Here's my chair. I'll show it to you. This bad boy. It's called the X Rocket, and it's got Bluetooth speakers on the sides. It looks like it's gonna, put me to sleep at night and just cuddle with me. And so I'm getting this bad boy. We'll get this installed immediately in the studio, hopefully for the evening show. I don't know if I'll have it for the 7 p.m. show, but the night show, we should have this chair completely installed and ready to go in the studio here. Obviously spins right and left. I don't think it rocks forward, even though it's called the rocker. It has all kinds of connectivity. So it's going to be absolutely awesome. The cricket came back and messed with the cams. Maybe, bro. There was a cricket sound the other night. I went looking for it, and then it stopped, so I don't know what's going on. We got a cricket that may or may not have had a sibling. And so, anyway. Lamar Jackson, I'm going to be really interested. This is going to be one of the most exciting off seasons we've had in quite some time. That flickering is driving me crazy. It's driving me nuts. But I don't have the back support to lean over right now during the live stream and try and unplug and reset my cameras, which is what ultimately needs to happen. Or restarting my computer, which can't be done because we've got the show underway here. So we'll just do it right here. The Moon Men list is coming along strong, bro.
The Moon Men dropping loads in
real strong. Space Monsters.
Space Monsters.
Yes, sir. Moon Man list is coming along real good, bro. We got another Moon Man dropping. And for those of you that if you want early access to the Moon Man list and the bold predictions, like you want a day head start on everybody, all you got to do is join the YouTube exclusive membership, the $9.99 plan. The $1.99 people get the green names, the ability to chat with me in the mornings on the live shows on Sunday, because I only answer green name individuals, and the $1.99 gets you that. You get the emojis and all that, and you support the channel for $1.99, just $2 a month, and you can support the show. But the $9.99 people get Zoom access, 2 Zoom calls every Sunday during the season, 1 Zoom call during the off season, because there's not as much to talk about, and we cover it in one show. But it's a 40-minute Zoom call. You get 2 of them during the season, 1 of them during the off season, every single Sunday. And so we jump on that. You can have your mic off. You can have your camera off. You can just listen like a podcast. You don't have to be involved. But we get on there and we just break down the topics at hand. People bring up a question and I talk about it. But on top of that, I'm going to be releasing early videos. It might be short videos saying, hey, new Moon Man's coming.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
And I'll be dropping those exclusive videos to any of the 999 people. They will see. They will see those videos only. So when I do a $9.99 video, or when I do a video for my $9.99 plan, people that do $9.99 a month, and you can upgrade, downgrade. You can do it for a couple months, see how you like it, get those Zoom call access, all that. My people that are on that plan are going to get a message that'll look similar to this. It'll be like, oh, the shuttering's gone. Hey, broski, I just want to let you know I got a Moon Man coming. Guess who it is? It's Chris Olave. And don't tell anybody. It's Chris Olave. And so that's going to be similar. I don't know if it's back or not. No, God. Come on. Anyway, Lamar Jackson. Where's Lamar Jackson playing in 2023? Where's he playing? Let's take a look at this real quick. And of course, I've got to change that too. Let's take a look at this. We've got 3 teams that are going to be very attractive landing spots for Tom Brady, for Aaron Rodgers, assuming these guys even return. Maybe both of them retire. Maybe both of them return. Maybe both of them stay put. Maybe both of them play on new teams. You never know. And then you got this guy right here, okay, in Kyler Murray, in Lamar Jackson, that could be in one of these landing spots as well. Miami's probably the most attractive landing spot for these 3 quarterbacks sitting right here. Now, of course, Aaron Rodgers is a big contract. There's a lot of craziness that would have to go on to move Aaron Rodgers, but the Green Bay Packers are very, very, I think, invested in Jordan Love, or they're very interested in trying to play that out. So Aaron Rodgers, let's put Lamar here too. Lamar. So I'd like to hear some early predictions as to where you think these guys will be playing, and who will be in Miami. Because Tua, as we talked about earlier, let's do it that way. There we go. Attaboy. Lamar, Brady, A-Rod. Tua, as we talked about earlier, or we haven't talked about it yet, have we? Tua ruled out with a concussion for the wild card game. This is like, in my opinion, the writing on the wall that they're not going to be able to trust him walking into 2023. As sad as it is to say it, because I think some of it could have been prevented potentially if they gave him the proper rest before shoving him back out onto the field to suffer a concussion while he was still concussed. There's a big, significant situation and issue there. When you get a concussion while you're already in brain trauma like repair, he was currently in a concussive state when he suffered his second concussion because the team didn't stop him from going on the field, even though it was very clear by his stumbling and moving around that he was concussed. He went back on the field, got another concussion while he was in a concussive state, and I believe that sent him in a spiral that's probably not going to be something he can get out of. He's going to continue to, I don't know if you notice, but when he gets a concussion, it's usually not even a helmet to helmet, it's his head hitting the ground. His head hitting the ground is causing a concussion, not even a helmet to helmet. A helmet to helmet would most certainly cause a concussion. But this guy's going to have trouble staying on the field moving forward. His best bet is to take some significant time off. And so the Dolphins are going to have to move on. And Miami Mike is so aggressive. He's such an aggressive coach in a good way that he's gonna solve this problem in grand fashion. He went and got a track and field team as his wide receivers, and Waddle, who was already there, but Tyreek Hill and Waddle, coupling these two speedsters together. They're a track and field team. He brings on Mostert, one of the faster running backs in the NFL. He's got Wilson. He's got Mostert. He'll probably bring in another running back, an exciting rookie or something. This guy knows what he's doing, surrounding and building this team up with a lot of talent and speed. And to think he wouldn't address the quarterback position aggressively, I think is laughable. So when you look at these three teams that are the most attractive landing spots for Aaron Rodgers, for Lamar, for Brady, you can't help but think that Miami's landing one of them. You can't help but think that Miami somehow, some way is going to have Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers, or some other situation that's going to be very, very exciting and potent for these wide receivers that need a gunslinger. And if you're a passer, what's more attractive than not only Miami, from Miami or New York, I think is an attractive market. New York, Miami, Las Vegas is kind of attractive for some players, I think. But what a thing to envision. Lamar Jackson in a Miami Dolphin uniform, slinging the rock to two wide receivers that he's never even dreamt about having one of them. He's been sitting there drooling over the idea and prospect of having one type of wide receiver that matches the skill set of Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle. And he gets two of them. He's also kind of in control of his own destiny. The team can definitely franchise tag him, and I think they will. They'll franchise tag and trade him, but he's most likely going to get tagged and traded. He's going to solve all of his problems by going to Miami. Think about it. Number one, why has he not signed a contract extension with the Baltimore Ravens? Number one, he hasn't had great success there. This is the third year in a row there's been disappointment. Yeah, some of it and most of it's been led by him getting injured or whatever. But there's been 3 years of disappointment that he's had in Baltimore. He's looking to be supported. What does he want? He wants wide receivers. Why does he want wide receivers? Because from the beginning of his career, even up until now, he believes he's typecasted as a running quarterback. And he is a running quarterback. We all know that. But Lamar wants to prove that he can throw the football. Lamar wants to prove he can be a gunslinger. Lamar wants to prove he can be the kind of quarterback that can sit in the pocket and be dangerous all game long without even having to run at all. He wants to prove that. He's wanted to prove that since he entered the NFL. He's been shaking all these different comparables to running quarterbacks and never to gunslingers, and he's tired of it. He's tired of trying to shake that label. Now, we all know that he is probably not going to develop into the quarterback that we all know he probably isn't. But in Miami, look what Tua did. Tua was not as good as Tua looked. Tua got kind of figured out as the season went along. Lamar would have excellent numbers and probably mirror more the quarterback that we say he'll never be. He'll probably mirror some of that in Miami with those wide receivers, in Miami with Miami Mike's offense. Mike McDaniel knows what he's doing. His offense is electric. His offense is insane. His offense is a potent system. And Lamar would solve his problem of proving he's a pocket quarterback because Tua looked amazing in this offense. Imagine what Lamar's going to look. So Lamar solves that problem. Lamar also is going to get paid. What happens when you get signed and traded? The team if you get franchise tag and traded, guess what? A deal's already done, and as soon as the deal's announced that he's traded, the contract gets announced. Because you don't acquire a player without inking and getting in motion a contract that will get executed at the same time. Whenever a player signs a tag and gets traded, the contract gets announced right after. Because no team is going to say, okay, we'll take Lamar, and then Lamar says, I want this amount of money, and they're like, we can't pay that. And then you're in a stalemate all year long. So Lamar will get paid the money he wants because the deal will already be agreed upon at the time of the trade. That solves problem number 2. And Lamar wants to feel wanted and needed and supported. And Miami Mike is going to do all those things. Every single problem in Lamar's mind gets solved going to the Miami Dolphins. So we'll have to see if that ends up being his home and his location. Obviously, money's going to talk Maybe Miami can't make the numbers work. Maybe the Raiders come with a stronger offer. Maybe the Jets come with an even stronger offer. Those things obviously need to be taken into account. And these other two gentlemen here, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, maybe they both retire and walk into the sunset. We have no clue. But I do know that I can envision one of these guys, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, playing for one of these three teams in 2023. And Tom Brady's been linked to Sean Payton a lot. And so, you think about a place that needs a quarterback and a place where Sean Payton can go and coach. And so that puts a wrench in it. Where's that going to be? Where could Tom Brady go? The Cardinals need a coach, but they don't necessarily need a quarterback. Maybe something crazy happens there. It's tough to say. The Jets aren't losing a head coach. Raiders is going to be an interesting situation. Miami's not losing their head coach. So Sean Payton can't go to Miami. He can't go to the Jets. So if Tom Brady is linked to Sean Payton, it wouldn't be those two locations. Aaron Rodgers playing in a New York Jet uniform, it seems hard to imagine him playing in any other uniform than a Green Bay uniform. But we said the same thing about Christian McCaffrey, and now he's playing for the San Francisco 49ers. So honestly, I believe all three of these, I believe two of these three quarterbacks are not playing for their current teams in 2023. The teams that they just finished playing for or are continuing to play for. Tom Brady, obviously still in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson, his team is in the playoffs. He's not playing in Wild Card Weekend. But I believe that two of these three quarterbacks will not be with their current teams in 2023. Jets would be unreal. The Jets would be unreal for Aaron Rodgers. What he would do with Garrett Wilson, are you out of your mind? Are you out of... Send me to the moon.
To the moon.
Okay, Garrett Wilson, go to the moon.
The moon men. Dropping loads in outer space.
Can you imagine what that would do to our moon man prediction? So anyway, that's kind of the news for the moment. Let's hit the phone lines.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
For right now, the cameras seem to be somewhat stable, so we'll go ahead and we'll leave it here for the moment. But I can't wait. I can't wait for a lot more of the smoke season to kick into gear. I love smoke season. I love smoke season. I love smoke and mirrors, cloak and dagger, the NFL news, all the rumors, the bad rumors, the good rumors. I love it all. I love it all. I can't wait. I can't wait. Dial in. I think here's the NFL draft order right here on screen too. I decided to put it on the board so we had it in case we were referencing it. Bijan Robinson could go to, I'll circle all the teams that Bijan Robinson could land on. He could land in Arizona. He could land in Las Vegas. He could land in Atlanta. He could land in Carolina. He could land in Philadelphia. Bijan Robinson could go to every single team that's circled. Houston wouldn't be out of the question because he's Bijan. Doesn't matter if you got Pierce, he's Bijan. So it's possible. So I didn't circle them, but they're definitely a possibility. Zach, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
What's up, Smitty?
What's up?
I have a quick question. So I am in a keeper league, and we get to keep 4 guys. And this is my first keeper league I've ever done, so I don't know which players I should keep and who I shouldn't. So can I give you a few names, and you can tell me which 4 I should keep?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I have Diggs as a second rounder.
Diggs?
Diggs as a second rounder. Javonte as a second rounder. T. Higgins as a third rounder. Breece Hall as a third rounder. Tony Pollard as a 5th rounder. DK Metcalf as a 5th rounder. Olave as a 6th. And Jalen Hurts as a 7th. And Burrow as an 8th.
Ooh. How many do you get to keep?
4.
And I'm sorry, I missed one of them, I think. I've got DK, I've got Javonte, I got Diggs. Diggs was a second, you said. All right, let me read them all
Yeah,
off.
Diggs.
Or go ahead. Yeah,
Okay.
read them all off quickly.
Okay, Diggs, second rounder. Javonte, second rounder. T. Higgins, third rounder. Brees Hall, third rounder. Pollard, fifth.
Pollard.
DK, fifth. Olave, sixth.
Okay. Pollard fifth. Okay. Boy, I mean, you got to keep both. You got to keep one of those quarterbacks. But man, part of me want to keep both of them and trade one. But I don't know that you're going to get the trade value. So you can't do that. I think Brees Hall in the third is fantastic. So he's one. One of your quarterbacks will be the other. So just give me a second. Diggs in the second is tempting only because it locks in a player. Even though it's not the most amazing keeper value, he's an amazing player. He can for sure, earn that value. So you're keeping 4, you said.
Yeah, 4.
I'm probably keeping Diggs as the second. I'm probably keeping. Man, I love Hurts, but I'm probably keeping Burrow and Higgins. The only thing that would make me change my mind, I would consider Pollard versus Higgins. When do you got to make your decision?
I mean, I have until like draft day basically, which is like
Yeah.
months and months from now, of course.
I mean, because
But
I love Olave. I love Olave, but I don't know that I could. Maybe you throw Higgins back as a third, and you keep Olave. That's really, really tough. I could do that. I could do Olave. I mean, Olave as a 6 is a good pick, but I don't know. I think we have to address this as more news breaks, but that's a phenomenal set of players that you have there. You could even throw Diggs back and try and redraft him or something like that, and keep Pollard but depending on what happens with Pollard, like what happens with Zeke, what happens with Pollard, how's that situation look? That could turn into one of your 4 players for sure. But yeah, I'll probably say Diggs, Olave, Burrow, and Hall for right now. If I had to pick right now.
Okay, for sure. And one other quick question. In my other league, would you keep Waddle or Pollard? They're both like $15 auction wise.
Waddle or Pollard? For now, I would say probably Waddle, but until we know what.
Only for next year. So I can only keep in one for next year.
We just got to wait on Pollard. So. We don't know. We got to wait on Pollard's situation before we can say Pollard over Waddle for that. So Waddle for now is the de facto yes, but I mean if Pollard's starting by himself, then it's go time, bro. So we'll have to revisit that
sure.
one. All right, Zach.
Yeah, we'll circle back for sure. Thanks, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Later. Yeah, I mean it's tough to answer some of those concretely.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into the show. And DeAndre Hopkins wants to play in Jacksonville, says DTWD. It's going to be interesting to see where Hopkins goes. Maybe the Cardinals can try their very, very best to get something that they can give up to then, like let's say the Cardinals traded the 3 down to the 6 or 7. And so the Cardinals trade the 3 pick down to the 6. They gain draft capital. They trade Hopkins for more draft capital, and they can use the combined 2 pieces there to try and acquire that first rounder they need in order to get Sean Payton. That would be an interesting move. That Hopkins has something to do with getting the capital needed. The move down from 3 to 6 or 3 to 7 to take Bijan or something acquires enough capital that sum total you can use that gained capital to get the coach you need. What's up, Ron Navy?
What up, Smitty?
Not much, man. Just trying to sit in a position that my back won't cause me to keel over.
So yeah, I don't think Denver can get Sean Payton, and I don't think Arizona's going to get their cake and eat it too, and get both Bijan and the coach that they want.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a concern of mine, but I don't think they're using the 3 pick on Sean Payton. There's no way I think the Cardinals are going to pay that price tag. Like a first rounder, sure. A future first rounder, probably. But I don't think you can give that 3 capital up.
New Orleans already they already gave their first round pick away, so they don't have a first round pick. So they're counting on getting a first round pick. If the team wants to take Peyton, talk to him, then they're going to give up. They want compensation in the first round pick this year, not some future pick, because Kamara is pretty much on the way out the door. I think Bijan ends up in New Orleans, and I told you that. That's where I think he's going to end up with. That's my gut feeling.
Yeah, if the Cardinals give up the 3 pick, that would be interesting. I just don't think they're giving up the 3 pick for Sean Payton. I think that they, like I said when you were jumping on, I think that moving down to like the 6 or something like that, or the 7, getting some capital somewhere, trading Hopkins for draft capital, whatever, maybe they have enough to move to get Peyton. I don't know. But they also could give up a future first rounder. I know what you're saying. They want a first rounder this year, but they might not get what they want, just because they want it. I think they'll get a first rounder, but I don't think they can just choose. I want one in the top 10 this year. Like there's only so many teams that are going to trade for a head coach. So
Houston's got the second round pick and the 12th pick in the first round. So they got the second and the 12th. I think Houston is in a position more to like maybe give up that 12th round pick for Sean Payton.
I agree. Better than Denver. I think.
Denver, I don't think, because all their picks are Seattle. It's already gone to Seattle.
Yeah, I don't think Denver's got a real good shot, but they definitely are interested. Denver's interested, Houston's interested, and the Cardinals are interested. Those are the top 3 teams.
And what do you think? I mean, Peyton going to Houston. Okay, I was going to hook up with Tom Brady, but let's work it here. So Tom Brady to Houston. If Peyton goes there, Tom Brady to Houston, and keep Cook, and then start building the rest of your team up.
I just don't think. I don't think he'd want to go. I don't think Tom Brady would want to go to Houston. Number one, I think Tom Brady. I couldn't see him there. You never know. But I think.
Well, he's wanted to play for Peyton before.
Houston's such a tough situation.
It keeps Sean in his home state. I mean, granted, he always wanted to coach the Cowboys, but Houston's in the same state. There's not too much distance between them.
Anything could happen. I just can't see Tom Brady following him there. I think Tom Brady, as mentioned here, the most likely landing spots will be one of these 3 teams for Tom Brady in 2023: Miami, Raiders, or the Jets. So that's where I see Tom or Aaron Rodgers potentially, or Lamar. But it wouldn't be crazy. I think Sean Payton likes Kyler from everything that I'm reading, and there's clips of it. There's clips of Sean Payton talking up Kyler at the combine. There's a lot on record for Sean Payton liking Kyler. However, wouldn't it be crazy if the Cardinals traded Kyler Murray and Sean Payton started completely over? The reason that I think that the reason the Cardinals are such an attractive landing spot for Sean Payton is they have no GM. And as I think it was Adam Schefter reported, he could start his operation from the ground floor. No GM, nothing. It's clean slate. Got all kinds of weapons. Got the number 3 overall pick. If they can acquire him without using the number 3 overall pick, which I think they can, it's just not going to be the exact deal that the New Orleans Saints want. If they want the 3 pick, they're not getting the 3 pick. I think it's possible to have Bijan. It's possible. And even if they don't have Bijan, they still have a team that Sean Payton would love.
Do you really trust Arizona to do that after what they did with Kyler Murray, what they did with the head coach, what they did with the general manager, all those big ass deals? Hey, they might not. Do you have that confidence in them?
I didn't, but they're trying to bring somebody in that can do it all. So I'm hoping that they can turn over. I mean, it's obviously everything's changing in Arizona. Like it's cleaning. They're cleaning house completely. So I'm excited for having a clean slate nothing to kind of hold us back. New GM, new coach, new everything. So hopefully we'll have to see.
It's just if ownership is willing to make those crazy deals that they made last year, I think they're crazy enough to give up their third-round pick if they want Sean Payton that bad enough.
Maybe. You never know. You never know, bro. You never know. I think it'd be insane.
Anyways, that's my gut feeling. I think Bijan goes to New Orleans.
Yeah.
New Orleans needs to replace Kamara. Kamara's on the way out. They don't have any young running backs really they can count on. So that's my gut feeling. We'll see. We got a long ways to go.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I can't say it's definitely everything's on the table. I mean, anything can happen. But I think that in order for New Orleans to get him, they'd have to get the Cardinals 3 pick. I think depending on where Jacobs ends up, obviously the Raiders are going to need a running back, so they could easily take him at 7. I think there's no way Bijan slips past, unless his combine times, which a lot of people predict will be slow and they could turn some teams off, whatever. I don't care. Unless something happens with his draft capital, there's no way he slips past the Raiders at 7, the Falcons at 8, the Carolina Panthers at 9, or the Eagles at 10, especially the Eagles at 10. There's no way they would let Bijan slip past him. So, yeah, a team that needs him like New Orleans would have to trade up. I can't envision the Cardinals doing it, but anything can happen, bro. Anything can happen.
What do you think of the quarterback needy teams as far as this quarterback draft class coming out this year?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few prospects out there.
Yeah, so like Young, I think Young ends up being the number 1 overall pick. I don't think the Chicago Bears hold on to this number 1 pick because they mentioned something. Let me put this up on the screen here. So the Bears have the number 1 overall pick, and I don't know if I can find the clip here. I think it's right here. Yeah. Bears general manager Ryan Poles said he would not rule out taking a quarterback with the 1st overall pick, which is complete smoke. He'd have to be a complete moron to not want to give Fields a go after what Fields did. But you never know. You never know. We can't act like our logic is always, the situation. Yeah, they did bad. You just can't, like, I know what people want to say. There's no way it's going to happen, Smitty. Like, you can't say no way. You can't say no way. Your logic tells you no way, but it doesn't mean that it can't happen. It doesn't mean that coaches, teams, organizations aren't capable of screwing up entirely. Look at the Eagles drafting they drafted Rager over Justin Jefferson. And now the Minnesota Vikings have both of them. They have Rager and JJ. So don't tell me that it can't happen. I don't want to hear that in the chat. It can't happen. They wouldn't draft a quarterback. You never know. The Cardinals drafted Kyler right after they drafted Rosen the year after. So you never know. But my logic tells me that the Bears will trade down because you can't not take a quarterback at 1. The draft capital of that pick is so high because of the quarterbacks. If you're the Bears and you want a defensive player, you've got to trade down. The Bears are probably swapping with the Texans or the Colts or maybe the Seahawks potentially. Maybe they want to give Geno one more run. I don't think that they would pass up on getting a Bryce Young. The Lions, they like Goff, but certainly I could see them drafting at the right price or whatever to get a new quarterback in there for their future. The Raiders need a quarterback. The Falcons still need a quarterback, and I think any objective mind could say that. The Carolina Panthers need a quarterback. Literally every team inside this top 9 needs a quarterback except for the Cardinals, the Bears, and that's essentially it. So there's a lot of ability. There's so many suitors that aren't far away. It's not like you got to move way down. The Bears can move down several draft slots, gain a lot of draft capital. But I think that Young is probably the top quarterback option in this draft class.
Okay, one more question for you, and You might have not had time to talk about this, so you might want to talk about it later. But who do you think is going to be a good suitor now that the Jets released LaFleur, their offensive coordinator? Who do you think the Jets will target, or who do you think would be good to become the next Jets?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. That's a real good question. There's so many potential opportunities to upgrade that spot or to find someone. I don't know who they're going to try and bring in. All I know is they need to bring. I think they need to make sure that they have their quarterback in place, though. That's for sure. They cannot go in saying, let's get a new OC and let's get somebody that can help build up Zach Wilson. If that's the answer, I don't want that offensive coordinator there. Like, I want them to get rid of and move on from the Zach Wilson experiment and go find one of these signal callers right in front of our face right here. Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady. These three guys, one of them needs to play in New York in 2023.
So you think they're going to totally cut ties with Mike White?
I don't know if they cut ties with him or try and bring him back as the backup again, or say, hey, whoever we bring in, you can compete, and then they bring in Brady or Aaron Rodgers, and then the competition's over. But I think that we'll see what they. What's his contract? Mike White's contract.
I'm not. I figured.
Yeah, let's see here. Mike White. Let's see. 1 year, $2.5 million contract with the Jets, including an average annual salary. It looks like he is a free agent in 2023. He's an unrestricted free agent, so Mike White can go wherever he wants. So I don't think Mike White will stay if they don't guarantee him the job. And maybe there's a team out there that would bring him in and say, hey, you want to be the starting quarterback? We'll give you a shot. And then maybe they draft a rookie, on top of that, and then he's got to compete with that rookie. But Mike White can go wherever he wants. I don't think he stays unless they guarantee him the job. He's proven himself enough, I think, to get a shot to compete somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think he has. So that's why I was wondering. Maybe they roll with him and it gives them more flexibility to work on other things because they know what they got with him. The biggest thing is he got banged up so much at the end of the year that he couldn't finish it out.
Yeah.
So
Taddy says Mike White to the Ravens. Mike White to the Ravens, and then Lamar to one of these two teams here, or one of these three teams here. But I think Aaron Rodgers or Brady, one of the two might retire. One of the two might end up in one of these three situations. I don't know which one's going to retire. Aaron Rodgers always looks like he wants to retire, and then he doesn't. Tom Brady has wavered, but he's had a lot of personal changes since his last time he's kind of really molded over. So, does he want to move on a new chapter in his life as an announcer and get involved in football from the top level, from the different perspective, but just embed his life into the the football atmosphere and just go all in with his second life? Or does he want to continue to play one more time? Does he want to have one more Super Bowl and prove that he can still do it? Because right now I think he's probably fighting that urge of, I don't want people to think that I'm washed. I'm not. It's my team. I don't have the support here. I think he wants to play one more year. I just don't know if he'll end up doing it. We'll see. But Aaron Rodgers looked like he was saying goodbye, but he just could have been doing that to be safe. Like when he walked out of that stadium, he was looking around, like he was leaving his house for the last time before he sold it. And he looked around and then he walked off. He could have been doing that just in case, and maybe he thought, okay, I might retire. Let me look around. This is probably going to be the last time I play here. Maybe Aaron Rodgers says, you either trade me or I'll retire. So we'll see. In that contract, who the heck knows how that's going to be, movable.
Well, Baltimore they're capable of making several moves. Do you think they might just elevate if Lamar goes to another team? Do you think they just elevate Huntley since he's pretty much knows the system and maybe go with him?
I don't.
Baltimore replacing some of their banged up running backs like they always do.
I don't think so. I think I would have said yes 5 weeks ago. But I think Huntley hasn't shown enough to where I think, and it's unfortunate because I really liked Huntley. He hasn't shown enough to prove that he could be the only guy, I think. But you never know. You never know. Could they bring in Mike White with Huntley and do something like that? Like Taddy said, sure. But I really think the Ravens, they could be on this list too, minus Lamar going. Well, I guess Lamar could return to the Ravens, but the Ravens could be on this list too. You never know. You never know. I mean, would it be crazy to see a Brady sign? Probably. I don't think he's signed with Baltimore, but you never know. I think I could see Brady in a Miami Dolphin uniform. I could see Lamar in a Miami Dolphin uniform. I don't know about Aaron Rodgers, but I could see Brady and Lamar in a Miami Dolphin uniform.
Depending how these playoffs go, but I don't know. I think Brady tries to play one more year simply because get one good big deal done. Since he lost all that money in that.
Yeah, people need to understand that. Like, a lot of people think Brady's going to retire. He lost a bunch of money in that FTX stuff, as Ron just said. So there's a whole different reason for him to want to play football. Like like Gronk said, Gronk was talking about playing football again, and they said, "Would you ever play again?" He said, "No, but if I go and blow all my money, guess what? And the Raiders come and give me that." Let's say Tom Brady goes to Las Vegas, because that's what a lot of people think will happen, that Tom goes to Las Vegas, or Aaron Rodgers goes to Las Vegas, or whatever. If Tom Brady went to Las Vegas to play football, which is certainly, as I have on the screen here, one of the landing spots, if he goes to the Raiders to play football and they call up Gronk says, "Hey, if I need money, I'll go. If I don't need money, I won't go." Like, Gronk was very honest about it. Brady needs money now. Brady lost a boatload of money. And so, he may want to play one more time, and then maybe he goes into the broadcasting booth after that. We'll see. It depends how he feels. He certainly isn't lost the talent, because he was the NFL leader in completions, and he broke his own record. So I kind of feel like Brady still got it. I don't think he's lost it, which is crazy because he's 40. It's unbelievable. It is. It's unbelievable. It's like one of those movies where you see a old dude playing the quarterback. You're like, that wouldn't happen. Like, this guy's 45 years old. It's unreal. Yeah, BW, Brady needs money.
And a deal with the devil or something.
Yeah, BW, Brady lost a boatload of money in that FTX situation. Did they ever come out, Ron, with, I don't want to speculate too much here. Did they ever come out with how much of his financial situation was tied up into FTX? Did they ever, is that anywhere on record?
It was huge. And, Gazelle had more money, was worth more money than Tom was. And she also lost a bunch of it. So, who knows? It was a lot. It was enough to pretty much almost break him.
Yeah, and of course he could get a ton of money in a broadcasting deal, which some say is already in line. Obviously, but
he's already penned that, though. That's already a done deal. He's got millions of dollars a deal for that broadcasting.
Yeah.
Whenever he does decide to retire, that's already been penned.
Yeah.
It's like guaranteed.
So that's good for him, but I don't know what he can do to delay that, or go play one more year. You know what I mean? Like, if it's already locked in, it's like he could go get another big chunk of change, play one more year, and then go do the broadcasting. So we'll see.
And Isaac made a good point too in the chat. He said he's getting sued. Yeah, a lot of the people that he promoted to go into FTX with him, hey, you guys gotta, he's getting sued by a lot of people for that too. They're holding him responsible for.
Which is ridiculous. I think if he just
It is ridiculous, but you never know with the court systems nowadays what'll happen.
All right, Ron. Anything else? Any other predictions here? So give me your. I'm going to ask you real quickly, and then I'm going to let you jump. Give me a prediction. Who's starting for the Miami Dolphins next year at quarterback?
Who's starting?
Yeah.
It very well could be Tom Brady, or they draft a rookie.
Raiders?
Yep. I think it could be a high possibility. And wouldn't it make Carr totally feel like garbage if Aaron Rodgers went to the Raiders, took over the team, and that Carr would he'd go into deep depression, I think. But it's a good possibility.
Jets?
I'd like to see Mike White come back.
Okay. All right, Ron Navy. Appreciate you, my guy.
All righty. Later.
Later, pal. We'll take a couple more phone calls. My back's doing okay, but I don't think I'll be here for hours more. But dial in. Let's see how long I can go.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Yeah, I mean it's so crazy. If I had to predict right now where these guys will be playing, let me pull this back up. I'd say Lamar Jackson's in Miami. Aaron Rodgers is in Las Vegas playing with Davante Adams again. And I'm just gonna go crazy and say Tom Brady is a Jet. I mean that would be insane. Let's go ahead and put. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, Smitty, it's Kelly Loco. How you doing?
What's up, pal?
Hope the back's feeling better.
Oh, it's doing all right.
I really like the Tom Brady to Miami. Feeling the warm weather. He's already in Florida. Tax free, state taxes. You don't want to pay any more taxes. And he'd be dynamite. Can you imagine Tyreek and Waddle with his little short throwing superstardom? I mean, he was made to throw to those guys.
Yeah,
so I really like the idea.
This is what I'm putting up right here: Miami, Lamar, Aaron Rodgers, Las Vegas, Tom Brady, the Jets. But I mean, I'm just these. I don't expect even two of these to probably happen. This is just what I would arrange. This is how I would do it. I'd give Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams back. I'd give Lamar Jackson those weapons, and in that offense, could I switch Lamar and Brady and put Brady in Miami and Lamar in New York? I could, but I don't want that for Breece Hall. I don't want Lamar running the ball and taking and vulturing it from Breece Hall. But could I see it? Could I see it this way? Tom Brady in Miami and Lamar in New York, I could. But if I could piece it together, I would do this. I would say give those Miami wide receivers. I mean, this would be interesting for me because I'm very much a Lamar doubter, and he was a player I didn't like walking into the season, and he completely busted again. Even though he looked great in the beginning, he does that. I would have to really change my tune. Whoever's throwing in Miami, whoever's gunslinging in Miami is a very big threat to be a top 4 quarterback.
Yes. And I like Derek Carr on the Jets with Mike White. The best man wins, probably Mike White. But, that way the Jets can continue to stockpile on defense. They need linemen, with Breece Hall. If they get some decent O-linemen, I think they could do it with Mike White and / Derek Carr or one of those, marginal type quarterbacks right there.
Yeah, could be.
All right. Thank you, Smitty.
Hey, appreciate you, Kelly Loco. Thanks, man.
All right.
Later.
Bye.
All right, let's do another call here. Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets would be crazy. A lot of repeat of Favre. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Any of these things, is possible. There's nobody has a crystal ball. It's all a guessing game at this point, which is fun. That's why I love smoke season. It pisses off a lot of people, too, because if you say something someone doesn't want, then they get mad. And they say, how can you do that, Smitty? How on earth, Smitty, can you say something like this? This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I can't tell you how many comments are going to be coming in the next couple days on this video. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. LOL, 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 LOL. You can't believe you think Lamar would never leave Baltimore. Are you crazy? Like, the amount of people that are going to be all off the rocker from this thing. It's going to be unbelievable. Lamar, Seattle, Trey Lance, Miami. That would be interesting if Trey got traded. Who's the next Moon Man? You know who the next Moon Man is, Marty? The people that are YouTube exclusive members of the $9.99 variety are going to find out in a video very soon, at least a day before everybody else. So if you want inside information on that, bro, get on over to the blue join button on the channel. Become a YouTube exclusive member. I'll drop the link in the live chat. If you want early access to the Moon Man list, my guy, this is what you want to do. Right here, my broski. Let's see here. Let me pause this real quick. Okay, here it is. Dropping the link now. Become a $9.99 YouTube exclusive member, and you'll find out who the Moon Man list is before anybody else. But the Moon Man list for now.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Look at those monsters. Space monsters.
Space Monsters.
Indeed. I think my camera systems are back. Oh, every time I say that, they flicker. 112 of you in here, only 41 thumbs up. Please punch that thumb up button on your way in the door, on your way out the door, on your way sitting in here. Your boy Smitty needs your help. Punch that thumb up button. 41 people have wiped their feet. Stevenson or Pickens should be on the Moon Man. We'll see, broski. London for sure says peanut butter and waivers. We'll see. This wide receiver crew was so good last year. I mean, they're looking good, and guys like Garrett Wilson, I admittedly didn't think Garrett Wilson was going to be as good as advertised, and I was wrong. I love him now. That's the way it is. I bought a lifetime membership yesterday, Smitty. Attaboy Isaac. That's different than the YouTube exclusive membership for that, but Attaboy Isaac, you'll also get probably the information earlier on the Fantasy Football Show too. So the Fantasy Football Show.com is what Isaac has purchased, and yes, the bold predictions will be released to you, my guy. Appreciate you. So you should learn before anybody. London needs a QB. That's true. Who dat dude? Just think if Garrett Wilson gets a QB. Just think if Garrett Wilson gets one of these signal callers. Garrett Wilson gets Tom Brady, or it's Lamar, or it's Aaron Rodgers. Imagine how good our Moon Man list.
The Moon Men.
Well, look.
Dropping loads in outer space.
Even Olave could get a signal caller.
Space Monsters.
Indeed. Jets signed Hackett. No, thanks. God, can you imagine? The Jets signed Hackett. Goodbye, Breece Hall. They better not sign Hackett. Don't put that bad vibe in the air, bro. Don't even do that. That'd be like signing Adam Gase as your head coach, Hackett as your offensive coordinator, and Nagy as your GM. Ziggy, show me the backyard. Matt Nagy as your GM. Can you imagine that lineup? Matt Nagy as GM, Adam Gayson. Unbelievable. Okay, Ziggy, off. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. Appreciate you all. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for all the super chats and everything. You guys rock. I'll see you all potentially tonight for a live stream, but probably more so tomorrow. Content coming down the way. Next Moon Man will be dropped very soon. Thank you for the good conversation today. I'll see you all later.